Was specific to 6 or 7 staff members.
Right now at 5, a second threatening note is found at a different Central Iowa school today. See where and hear why the school is telling parents not to be concerned.
Plus, there are millions waiting in line to see the Pope, but the Vatican says they will soon shut the doors. The latest from Rome.
And severe storms rip through Mississippi. A look at the unbelievable wreckage is coming up. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. For the second day in a row, a Central Iowa school is dealing with a threatening note.
This time in Indianola High School. News Channel 8's Aaron Kiernan just returned, and what happened there today, Aaron?
Well, Cynthia, John Monroe says he's had better days in his 33 years as a school principal. As for the note, it was found by a staffer at Indianola High School. It was posted on a bulletin board, and it reads, "You are all going to die."
I really don't know much about it. They said someone put a note on a bulletin board.
Ryan Sinclair says the announcement was made around 10 o'clock Wednesday morning and that the note threatened the lives of several teachers. What's your reaction when I tell you about it?
Well, I think about the one that was on the news last night.
Parent Ed Bird doesn't know about the note, but he's just hit on one of the most disturbing aspects of this case.
The student involved had apparently listened to the television last night.
Principal John Monroe says it didn't take long for teachers to determine which student had written the note. When confronted, he confessed and said that he'd been inspired by what had happened in Ottumwa this week. School administrators called Indianola police right away.
I think in this day and age we have to treat all these situations as very serious.
We have to still take it seriously and try to work closely with the family.
It all comes down to the punishment rule in school today. There is none. There's no control over anybody anymore.
And about a half an hour before news time, Indianola police released the name of the student who wrote the note. 17-year-old Paul Marriott is now charged with first-degree harassment.
All right, thank you very much, Aaron, for that report.
Well, you heard Aaron refer to the hit list found yesterday at Ottumwa High School. Continuing coverage now. Extra police officers will be at the school the rest of the week. A school janitor found the note Monday. It listed the names of 13 students that someone apparently wanted dead. Police still don't know who wrote the note. In Florida, police are considering charges against an 8th grader for making a so-called kill list of his own. The school principal found the list with at least a dozen names on it. The student who wrote it, he's been expelled.
With what's going on around the country, I think it is, it's probably safer. It's better to be safe than sorry with something like that.
Right now, the Des Moines Fire Department is on the scene of a house fire. The blaze broke out a little before 4 at 1004 Emma. When fire officials arrived, there were flames shooting out of the top of the home. No injuries reported. Right now, a cause has not yet been determined. And another twist today in the case of a fire in Griswold that killed 2 children. The story so far, Debbie Street's 13-year-old daughter Jessica and 6-year-old son Caleb both died in the fire last week. Street's oldest daughter, 17-year-old Tracy Dice, is accused of setting the fire and is charged with murder. Debbie Street's husband and the children's stepfather, Brian Street, is accused of sexually abusing the teenager Tracy. And now today, Debbie Street admits she was already married to another man when she married Brian Street. That would make her a bigamist. Under Iowa law, it is a serious misdemeanor with up to a year in prison.
State gambling regulators are taking a good close look at 10 sites for potential new casinos. The Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission is touring the proposed locations across the state today and tomorrow. First stop, Fort Dodge. Others today include Emmitsburg, Worth County, and Franklin County. They head to Waterloo, Riverside, and Ottumwa tomorrow. Afterward, the commission will hold a public hearing May 4th, where it will announce the number of new licenses to be issued.
We first brought you the story of a courageous Perry teenager battling a brain tumor more than a year ago. Today, News Channel 8 received the sad news that 19-year-old Trent Miner has passed away. The entire town of Perry has helped Miner and his family make the long trip from Perry to Iowa City every day for radiation treatments. Our deepest condolences go out to the family and friends of Trent Miner. Mourners wanting to pay their final respects to the Pope are forced to wait in long lines today.
That's right. The average wait time at St. Peter's Basilica is now 24 hours. As you can see, it's at least that long. The Vatican says it's possible that more than 1 million people are standing in line. This is a live picture. More than 1.5 million have already viewed the Pope's body. Washington Bureau reporter Lori Kinney is in Rome with more on the lines and the plans to elect a successor.
Steve and Cynthia, the crowds here appeared to double today, and authorities predict the biggest masses of pilgrims have yet to arrive. Overwhelmed by masses of pilgrims facing waits of 24 hours to view the Pope, Roman authorities announced Wednesday they plan to start shutting down the endless lines.
People who came all the way to see it, I think they'll be very disappointed, and I'm glad that I'm not one to already saw him.
The announcement came amid growing health and safety concerns as crowds were expected to swell to 4 million. This visitor says the lines kept him away from the Vatican.
It's just a crowd. It's not even a line. It's just a crowd, and once you get in the middle of it, you got people pushing you from the back and the front. You don't know really what's going on.
But others couldn't stay away. By Wednesday evening, over 1 million people were expected to have paid respects to the Pope as he lay in state. Also Wednesday, Vatican officials announced that the conclave to elect a new pope will begin April 18th, and more details emerged about the Pope's funeral. Security became even tighter, with police officers patrolling waterways and roadways ringing the Vatican as dignitaries, including President Bush, began flying in for Friday's 3-hour funeral mass. The Pope will be buried under St. Peter's Basilica, a white silk veil on his face, a white bishop's mitre on his head, and 3 caskets protecting his body. President Bush will spend all day Thursday here before attending the Pope's funeral. Among other things, he will meet with Italian officials. In Rome, I'm Lori Kinney. Cynthia, back to you.
Thank you, Lori. President Bush, joined by his father and former President Clinton, knelt in prayer and paid respect to the late pontiff. Just hours ago, the First Lady and Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice also traveled with the president as part of the American delegation. They stayed for just a few minutes.
Key issues like Medicaid, insurance costs, and budget shortfalls brought a large crowd to the State House today. Today is Iowans with Disabilities Day, and it's the time for the disabled to have their voices heard. Advocates say several key factors in the 2005 session make this year a special one for Iowans with disabilities to take an active role in their state government. Well, we haven't had to deal with any severe weather yet.
But the pictures coming in from Mississippi today remind us spring storms could come anytime now. This aerial view shows extensive tornado damage across Rankin County, Mississippi. The storms hit early this morning, and especially hard hit were mobile homes. You can see pieces of trailers and belongings scattered all over the ground. It looks like just about every home in this particular area was destroyed. And a closer look on the ground now, you can see this mobile home just has a few boards for a roof. A car parked outside is now parked on its side. There are some injuries, but no one died there. Mississippi's governor has declared a state of emergency.
No matter where severe weather breaks out, our meteorologists like to look at it because they feel they can learn from it. And Curtis Gertz is back in the weather lab with a look at the Mississippi and Louisiana storms.
Right, 29 reports of tornadoes down to the south. We're still picking up the activity on our Viper computer. Tornado watch is in effect from Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, the panhandle of Florida. And again, those storms still ongoing. This is associated with an area of low pressure that we're on the northern edge of, with rain here in the southern and southeastern part of the state. Lightning mainly east of the metro right now towards the Cedar Rapids area. Matter of fact, as we zoom in very closely, any more rain here in the metro, most of it has been on the west side of town, moving out, but still heavy rain from Tama down and through Knoxville, Sheridan, and the Lamoni area. SchoolNet stations checking out the rainfall. Look at down in Indianola, just down to the south, 3/4 of an inch of rain. Temperature there 59 degrees. And over in Creston, they had an inch of rainfall with a temperature at 60 degrees. So just a few raindrops in the bucket here in the metro, but some heavier rain mounts down to the south and southwest.
All right, thank you very much, Curtis.
Okay, from Super Doppler Radar, we go to Traffic Cam out at I-235 and 28th Street in Des Moines this afternoon, looking westbound. You can see westbound traffic on I-235 moving at a decent clip for this time of the afternoon, but it's busy out there. Eastbound looks a little crowded as well, so take it easy. Well, it's the deadliest military crash since Operation Enduring Freedom began. A helicopter goes down in Afghanistan. At least 4 Americans are dead.
And many famous people show up today to pay their respects to the late Johnny Cochran. Plus,
it's a new children's book filled with valuable lessons about the importance of school, being on time, and smoothly solving problems. Meet the creative Carlisle man behind Jelly Toes Misses the Bus in today's Carlin Covers Central Iowa.
KCCI cares about the community. That's why we're teaming up for the Greater Des Moines Heart Walk. And you can change tomorrow today by joining us. Saturday, April 16th at Living History Farms.
When you become a member of Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, you aren't just given a number. You're given a number of ways to take charge of your health. You're given health plan choices that fit your ever-changing life. And because your health needs go beyond the doctor's office, you're given unique programs that help educate and empower you. You're even given support and guidance when you need them most. There's a difference in health insurance companies, and 1.5 million Iowans know. The difference is blue.
Our wedding pictures finally came.
Oh, good.
Oh. Wait, what is this? David, our pictures, they're ruined.
I told you I was hungry.
When you've got Arby's on your mind, it's hard to hide. Especially the Arby's Market Fresh Chicken Salad Wrap or the Chicken Salad Sandwich. It's diced grilled chicken with chopped apples, red grapes, and toasted pecans. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
I flipped my switch.
I mailed a smaller bill.
I lowered my temperature.
I tuned up my furnace.
Save some green with Mid-American's Energy Advantage programs in Iowa.
Mid-American Energy.
I'm a day tripper. We are day trippers. We're day trippers! Yay!
We're day tripping all weekend.
We're all day trippers.
Begin your vacation of a day, a weekend, or a week at ClearLakeIowa.com. Be a Clear Lake day tripper. Cool, classic Clear Lake.
This is KCCI's First News at 5 with Steve Carlin, Cynthia Boder, and meteorologist Curtis Gertz. We're proud to be Iowa's news leader.
A deadly setback today in the war on terror. These are the first pictures of a U.S. helicopter crash in Afghanistan near the city of Ghazni. 16 people were killed, at least 4 were Americans. It's believed the chopper went down in bad weather while flying a routine mission. Well, there's good news for the families of some local Marines who have been serving in Iraq. About 140 members of E Company's 2nd Battalion come home to Des Moines tomorrow. These are the Toys for Tots Marines who help us help the needy each year over the holidays. A big bash is set for tomorrow at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Johnny Cochran is being remembered today as an attorney who fought for his clients.
That's right, and those words from Cochran's most well-known client, O.J. Simpson. Simpson was one of many attending Cochran's funeral in Los Angeles today. Cochran died last week of a brain tumor. Many of the mourners remember his work in civil rights cases. Also attending, Michael Jackson. There was no testimony today in his child molestation trial.
A self-confessed hostage taker is back behind bars. Randolph Dial was found in Texas on Monday, 11 years after escaping prison and taking the warden's wife with him. Dial had been serving life for murder. Bobby Parker claims she was held captive the whole time and didn't escape because she was afraid Dial would hurt her family. People who knew the pair in Texas say Parker didn't appear to be threatened.
He's accused of bombing an Alabama abortion clinic 7 years ago, and finally he's getting his day in court. Jury selection has begun in the trial of Eric Rudolph. He faces a possible death sentence for the bombing that left a police officer dead. He's also accused in the fatal 1996 Atlanta Olympics bombing.
It's 40 years in prison for Matthew Hale for a plot to have a federal judge murdered. The self-proclaimed white supremacist showed no emotion as the sentence was handed down today in Chicago. Hale solicited hitmen to have Chicago Judge Joan Lefkow murdered. The sentence comes just weeks after Lefkow's husband and mother were found dead in her home.
Yes. Well, here's a story that just makes you go, A Chinese food delivery man never came back after making deliveries on Friday. He was found 3.5 days later, stuck in an elevator. And here he is right now, a little tired, a little thirsty, but other than that, doing just fine. His disappearance kicked off a massive search, but apparently investigators missed looking in the elevators. The man who doesn't speak English says he kicked on the door and started screaming, but no one seems to have heard him. Well, pumping iron keeps your body strong, but coming up, see how getting enough iron strengthens your softer side.
And rain to the east and south of the metro. We'll take a look at our live Super Doppler 8 network to show you where that rain continues to fall next.
bath when all you have to do is call Rebath. Rebath installs acrylic bathtubs and wall surrounds over your old bathtub and walls in just one day. No tear out, no mess, no inconvenience. Rebath's one-day stress-free patented installation is covered by a lifetime manufacturer's warranty and has made Rebath the country's largest bath remodeler. Just call 1-800-BATHTUB today for your free in-home estimate. Rebath, the refreshing remodel.
Save on these everyday necessities at Fairway. Pringles Potato Crisps, 89 cents. 100-ounce Aero Liquid Laundry Detergent, 3 for $10. 24 double roll pack of Charmin bathroom tissue, $10.99. A 20-pound bag of Iams dog food, $13.99. 13 to 13.5 ounce Pantene shampoo or conditioner, $2.49. And USDA Choice Boneless Top Sirloin Steaks, $3.99 a pound. At Fairway, where quality and economy meet.
Gesundheit. We're sorry you've got allergies. Maybe we can help. Medical studies prove Benadryl is more effective than the leading allergy medicine. Histamine-blocking Benadryl is more effective at relieving allergy symptoms like runny nose, sneezing, itchy nose, and watery eyes. When allergies bloom, Benadryl is more effective than the leading allergy medicine.
Closed captioning on KCCI is brought to you by the Iowa Clinic Women's Center. Going to the doctor just got easier. Visit iowaclinic.com and learn about coordinated scheduling.
Oh yeah, we're strutting. We're proud of our breakfasts, like our new potato crepes. A light, delicate crepe filled with tasty combinations, like ham and cheese. 5 crepes in all, and served all day. Check us out. Perkins, breakfast is just the beginning. For a limited time only, get a whole cream pie for just $6.99 or a whole fruit pie for just $5.99.
Now, your live Super Doppler 8 network forecast from your only team of 4 certified meteorologists, keeping you safe under an umbrella of protection.
Welcome back, everyone. Cloud cover is still here in the metro, and we've only had a few raindrops. You head to the west side of town, about 1/4 of an inch, and you head south and the east of the metro. Whole lot more rain than that. SchoolNet stations filling up the rain gauges just a bit. Clark Community in Osceola, 7/800ths of an inch. Temperature there, 55 degrees. South-southwest winds at 3 miles an hour. Knoxville still raining at West Elementary, 67/100ths of an inch. Temperature in Knoxville, 58. Live Super Doppler 8 network tracking the rain out there. Now most of the rain now south and east of the metro. Earlier today, Spencer, though, had 3 inches of rain from a thunderstorm that just wasn't moving up there. And now a line of thunderstorms from Tama. You can see the lightning tracker there over towards Montezuma, down and through Knoxville and southern Warren County and southeastern Madison County, all the way down to the Missouri line. We'll zoom in on this. Heavier rain around Pleasantville. And as you head to the north, Newton, lighter showers. And still on the east side of town, a few sprinkles, that moving out. And Indianola, your rain coming to an end after about 3/4 of an inch of rain earlier today. Regional satellite and radar is all associated with an area of low pressure that's kicking up the severe weather down in Mississippi and Alabama. We're on the northern edge of this, and that rain just pinwheeling around it. It will be slow to move out, so areas south and southeast of the metro, it's going to continue raining for many hours yet before this slowly moves out. Look from our east sky cam pointed to the south, and again, we could barely get only a few raindrops, at least downtown. There were some isolated storms up around Ankeny that brought 5/100ths of an inch, and over on the west side of town. We had highs today in the low 70s. Parts of northern Iowa never got out of the upper 40s today. 62 degrees, dew point 61, west wind right now at 7 miles an hour. You can see the cooler temperatures, 58 International Falls, 67 in Bismarck, 66 in Kansas City. So we did cool down today, but these temperatures still above normal for most locations across the Midwest. Area of low pressure pulling out down the south, frontal system sliding on through. A bit cooler tonight, but then with sunshine, we'll warm things up once again for our Thursday. Predictor computer model 7 o'clock tonight. This light area of rain, generally clouds. Then you see where that rain just kind of hangs around through the overnight, eventually clearing the state at 3 a.m. Thursday afternoon, beautiful sunshine once again with above normal temperatures, a little cooler than we've been experiencing. And then as we move into Friday, more sunshine on the way and a quiet weather pattern. Forecast for tonight, a sprinkler or two here on the east and south side of town, 44 degrees, north winds 10 to 20, heavier rain south and to the east. High temperatures tomorrow at 64 with sunshine out there, northeast winds 10 to 15. Here's your 5-day forecast. Look at that. Hope you got the rain you needed because there's not a whole lot of it in the forecast. Friday 68, Saturday sunshine 68, and then more rain Sunday into Monday. And enjoy the sunshine. Don't panic too much about missing out on any rain today like many locations did, although some got more than they wanted. More rain on the way next week. It looks to be a soggy one next week. Enjoy the sun.
It's spring. It'll
April.
show.
Yeah.
April showers.
Thank you, Curtis. Well, the metro area continues to grow, and we have learned this afternoon of a major development plan for Dallas County.
Kevin Cooney's in the newsroom with more on the stories coming up at 6 o'clock. Kevin?
Well, Cynthia and Steve, the growth does continue big time. And like much of what we've seen before, it's a case of westward ho.
West Des Moines continues to sprawl west. I'm Chris Negus. Tonight I'll show you plans for a new project bigger than many Iowa towns.
What cars are most enticing to thieves these days? I'm Michelle Parker. I'll show you the latest list.
Right now I feel like I'm standing in the middle of Times Square. We'll show you how this is one of the world's best new technologies, and it's developed right here in central Iowa.
Cool. And in sports, Dowling makes the formal announcement and introduction of their new football coach. And Bo Jackson, remember him? He's talking about steroids, all ahead at 6. Steve and Cynthia, see you there.
He and just about everybody
does
else.
Does it create a controversy about that 1985 Heisman Trophy?
Maybe so. We'll find out what Bo knows.
Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Well, as parents, Steve and I are always looking for good books that are filled with good lessons for our children.
That's right. We have found one. Jelly Toes Misses the Bus. Don't miss meeting the creative Carlisle man who wrote this book. Next.
The Arby's Market Fresh Chicken Salad Wrap or the Chicken Salad Sandwich. It's diced grilled chicken with chopped apples, red grape.
Was specific to 6 or 7 staff members.
Right now at 5, a second threatening note is found at a different central Iowa school today. See where and hear why the school is telling parents not to be concerned.
Plus, there are millions waiting in line to see the Pope, but the Vatican says they will soon shut the doors. The latest from Rome.
And severe storms rip through Mississippi. A look at the unbelievable wreckage is coming up. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. For the second day in a row, a central Iowa school is dealing with a threatening note.
This time in Indianola High School. News Channel 8's Aaron Kiernan just returned, and what happened there today, Aaron?
Well, Cynthia, John Monroe says he's had better days in his 33 years as a school principal. As for the note, it was found by a staffer at Indianola High School. It was posted on a bulletin board, and it reads, "You are all going to die."
I really don't know much about it. They said someone put a note on a bulletin board.
Ryan Sinclair says the announcement was made around 10 o'clock Wednesday morning and that the note threatened the lives of several teachers. What's your reaction when I tell you about it?
Well, I think about the one that was on the news last night.
Parent Ed Bird doesn't know about the note, but he's just hit on one of the most disturbing aspects of this case.
The student involved had apparently listened to the television last night.
Principal John Monroe says it didn't take long for teachers to determine which student had written the note. When confronted, he confessed and said that he'd been inspired by what had happened in Ottumwa this week. School administrators called Indianola police right away.
I think in this day and age we have to treat all these situations as very serious.
We have to still take it seriously and try to work closely with the family.
It all comes down to the punishment rule in school today. There is none. There's no control over anybody anymore.
And about a half an hour before news time, Indianola police released the name of the student who wrote the note. 17-year-old Paul Marriott is now charged with first-degree harassment.
All right, thank you very much, Aaron, for that report.
Well, you heard Aaron refer to the hit list found yesterday at Ottumwa High School. Continuing coverage now. Extra police officers will be at the school the rest of the week. A school janitor found the note Monday. It listed the names of 13 students that someone apparently wanted dead. Police still don't know who wrote the note. In Florida, police are considering charges against an 8th grader for making a so-called kill list of his own. The school principal found the list with at least a dozen names on it. The student who wrote it, he's been expelled.
With what's going on around the country, I think it is, it's probably safer. It's better to be safe than sorry with something like that.
Right now, the Des Moines Fire Department is on the scene of a house fire. The blaze broke out a little before 4 at 1004 Emma. When fire officials arrived, there were flames shooting out of the top of the home. No injuries reported. Right now, a cause has not yet been determined. And another twist today in the case of a fire in Griswold that killed 2 children. The story so far, Debbie Street's 13-year-old daughter Jessica and 6-year-old son Caleb both died in the fire last week. Street's oldest daughter, 17-year-old Tracy Dice, is accused of setting the fire and is charged with murder. Debbie Street's husband and the children's stepfather, Brian Street, is accused of sexually abusing the teenager Tracy. And now today, Debbie Street admits
I look to them as my role models and everything, just in all the different ways they've helped me.
Barlow says his writing and drawing talents gelled in Jelly Toes.
The kids' book was just a way for me to go ahead and put it all together.
It's geared for children ages 4 to 8.
For myself, I find it a little bit easier to write for that age group.
Does Jelly Toes make it to school on time?
Next time, you should slide in head first. There won't be a next time.
To find out, you'll have to read Andrew Barlow's book.
And that's the end.
I'd love the chance to, earn a living at being creative. I really love to be creative, and that's my hopes.
Jelly Toes Misses the Bus is $8.95 a copy. You can only get it online right now, and to find out where, just go to theiowachannel.com. Speaking of children's books, Andrew Barlow can only hope that his becomes this popular. The 6th book in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, is 100 days from release, and a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign starts tomorrow. Marketing really isn't needed, though. A record 10.8 million copies are expected to be sold in the United States alone when the book goes on sale, July 16th.
And here's to your health. For new moms or moms-to-be, iron may be the key to bonding with your baby. Researchers found mothers who don't get enough iron are more likely to have a hard time bonding with their babies. Women who take their vitamins report a better, stronger bond. After childbirth, women who don't take vitamin supplements commonly experience iron deficiency.
Springtime is a great time to do things outdoors, but warmer weather means we need to worry about poison ivy. This time tomorrow, see what to do if you or your children come in contact with the old itchweed. You have just 5 minutes to counteract it. Did you know that? Depending upon what you do, you could stop the spread or give it room to cover your whole body. Learn the correct steps to take. It's a must-see Feel Your Best for all parents tomorrow on First News at 5. We'll be right back.
Quick! Memorize everything about this precise moment, because you are going to want to remember exactly what you were doing when Pizza Hut announced the historic $1.99 pizza deal. That's right. Right now, when you buy any of these delicious large specialty pizzas, like a Supreme or Meat Lovers, we'll give you an entire second medium pizza with hot, bubbly cheese and one topping of your choice for an incredible $1.99. In the annals of history, has any other pizza company offered a deal this good? Everyone's going to want a piece of this. The historic $1.99 pizza deal from Pizza Hut.
Many trails cross this land, the footprints of legends. Lewis and Clark, Sitting Bull, and Sakakawea. But whether you follow the trail of great explorers or blaze your own, you'll need a good guide. For ideas on great places to stay, dine, and play, call 1-800-HELLO-ND. North Dakota, legendary.
1, 2, 3. Reach for dairy and reach your goal of a trimmer waist. Clinical studies indicate 3 servings of cheese, milk, or yogurt each day can give better results in trimming waistlines than cutting calories alone, because dairy's natural mix of nutrients helps the body lose more inches around the waist. 1, 2, 3. It's in your reach. See other women's success and learn more at 3aday.org.
For up-to-the-minute weather information day or night, call the live Super Doppler 8 Network forecast at 247-8880. Sponsored by Leaf Guard of Iowa.
Since buying the iowachannel.com, we've seen increased activity on the Plaza RV website, which is very important to us. We've got something for every budget, every family. We think the Iowa Channel can generate those people and bring them to our website. We need that increased activity to generate more business, and the iowachannel.com is helping that.
The iowachannel.com, at work for you. Our wedding pictures finally came.
Oh, good.
Oh. Wait, what is this? David, our pictures, they're ruined.
I told you I was hungry.
When you've got Arby's on your mind, it's hard to hide. Especially the Arby's Market Fresh Chicken Salad Wrap or the Chicken Salad Sandwich. It's diced grilled chicken with chopped apples, red grapes, and toasted pecans. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
Today's Market Report is sponsored by the Des Moines office of A.G. Edwards.
This is 2nd Avenue and I-235 traffic cam. Looks like things are moving along pretty well there. We're going to break it out to the downtown sky cam pointed west, just like this is. And I guess there we are. You can see things moving very, very slowly along I-235 out there. And Curtis, let's move it over to you and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, showers and thunderstorms east and south of the metro, not moving too quickly from Sully down to Pleasantville and even southern Warren County.
All right, you keep an eye on that and be sure to stay tuned to News Channel 8 for the CBS Evening News next.